I feel like we're probably due for a life chat, for an update, something like that. But basically, welcome to this week's vlog. Hey guys, what is up? I know it's been a while, I know I haven't really vlogged, and that is why I'm starting out the beginning of this video with a bit of a life update. If you follow me on social media, some of this might not be news to you. Some of it might be news to you if you don't really follow that closely. I haven't really been hiding what's been going on, but I haven't really wanted to... I'll explain here in a second. Basically, the holidays happened. October happened, and then, you know, with like Halloween, and then, you know, Thanksgiving happened, and then Christmas is on its way. Holidays are all over the place for work because sometimes we're closed, sometimes, you know, like hours are shorter, and whatever. A year ago, and I've always said this on my channel, if I didn't want to, I don't know, like, film, if I wasn't getting enjoyment out of it, if it felt like a job, if it felt like something I had to do, and this applies to Instagram too, that I wasn't going to do it. And I got a really great reason to finally go through with that because I am a workaholic. I like having things to occupy my time. I like doing stuff or creating something and having something to show for it. That's always been something that I've really enjoyed, and something that's been really motivating for me is having proof of my labor. Like, my paycheck from my job is proof of my labor, and the relationships that I have with my coworkers is proof of that. And making YouTube videos and seeing your comments, and, you know, I've been trying to upload recently, but I did, like I said, take off 2 weeks, and that is because I met someone at the beginning of November, and I didn't know whether or not to talk about it, but I have always prided myself on being very open with you guys and being very candid with you. Before I met him, you know, I was kind of struggling with my mental health, and when I was picking up something and a friend of mine was like, hey, like, my boss, because he's the regional manager of a bunch of stores here in the town that I live in, he's like, he's a little bit older, which he's really not. I'm almost 30 and he's almost 33, so it's like not that big of a deal. He's like, he's looking for a serious relationship, and, you know, he doesn't want anything casual. He works a lot. He wants somebody who's really independent. You know, we were talking about you one day and he was like, you know, like, go ahead and give her my number, whatever. His name is Rocco. But basically, I gave my friend his number because I was standing outside waiting for him, and I had this thought of sort of premonition, I guess, that I knew that was what his intention would be before he even came back out, that maybe he was going to be trying to hook me up with somebody, because we call him Cupid, because that's sort of just what he does. And I had this sort of deja vu-esque moment where I've always been really afraid to say yes to things, whether it be new opportunities and, you know, or like meeting new people or whatever. And I was like, well, you know, I had this epiphany where I was like, you should do this. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, you gain a new friend at the very least. And I was talking to Bunny about it, you know, one of my best friends, Bunny, and she was like, you know, at the very least, if things don't work out like that, you have a new friend. So I decided, fuck it, I'll do it. So I gave him my phone number, and he texted me that night, and it has been, like, we were trying to find a word for our relationship last night. It has been a whirlwind, and in the best way, like a quiet, semi-calm whirlwind. The first night that we talked, he texted me at like 9 p.m. and we stayed up all night texting. And it was the first time, I think, in a while that I was so transparent with somebody in like my real life that I didn't already know. I'm pretty transparent online. It's easy, I think, to talk to you guys because I know that you guys make the active effort to watch and comment and connect with me, and I consider you friends. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. But to meet somebody new who I know absolutely nothing about, and just, I don't know, like, if you can consider like baggage, like things that may have happened to you that have made you who you are, I just laid all of that shit out. And like I said, we talked, we haven't stopped talking, and it was really, you know, like, I mean, he says now that he, you know, I'd ask him a question and he's like, well, you know, he was thinking to himself, I'm just gonna give her the straight answer, like the no sugarcoating, no like trying to make myself seem better so that she'll like me more. And he just was honest with me, and I was completely enthralled by that and reciprocated it, because both of our thoughts, I think, were the same, where we don't really have time to waste on I don't know, like I said, trying to make ourselves seem better because we're much older and we don't really have time for that. And like I said, I was so honest with him about my life and where it's been and, you know, what's happened to me and, you know, what has made me like, you know, who I am. And so that's really what I've been focusing on the last month. The last couple of weeks I've been uploading normal videos, but I haven't really been uploading vlogs, and that is because I spend most of my time with him. I stay over at his house like 3 or 4 times a week, and you know, he stays over here occasionally, and you know, just like my free time is with him and like my friends and my family. The reason why I'm finally filming this update is because he met my parents last night, and that is huge for me. Like, a lot of my friends that I'm close with know my parents, and you know, like, for me it's a big step. I think probably for a lot of people it's a big step. Like, meeting the parents is a big step. And you know, my friends knew that he existed. Like, my friends privately on Instagram you know, knew, and I was sort of like semi-posting about him when it first started, like when our relationship first started. But I wanted to talk about it now because, like I said, he met my parents, and then he went to my work Christmas party, and he met all of my friends, and he met, you know, my coworkers. And for Christmas, I'm going home with him for Christmas, and then we're going on like a little mini like vacation road trip to a town near where he's from, just to get away for a day or two. And there are exciting things happening, and there are, I don't want to say like things that make me happy, because I was happy before. I was content. I was, you know, totally fine. But it's like life threw things at me and things happen, and I kind of created from the pieces of that like a new person, like a new me, especially over the last year. The last year has been really hard for me. And he adds things to my life that he doesn't complete me, but he adds things, and that is, I think, what really makes me love him so much, is that he is very similar to me. Like, we have our differences. He doesn't read. Don't fucking come for me. He's trying to get into it. He's reading a lot of like philosophical stuff, which is totally something that he would read. I don't judge people on whether or not they read. He plays video games, but not a whole lot. You guys know that's really important to me. And he's really into like sports. He's a football. He used to be a football player. He played football, you know, elementary, middle, high school. He played college football. He's very different, I think, from anyone I've ever thought about being with. And I want to be very upfront about who he is, because like I said, you guys are going to be seeing him in vlogs. We're actually going to adopt a cat tomorrow, and I'm so excited. She's adorable. She's a black cat like my cat is, because he loves black cats. There's just little things that we really connect on. Well, a lot of things that we really connect on. And so I want to be upfront with the type of person he is with you guys, so that when you see him in the vlogs, you won't be like super shocked about it, I guess. And it feels kind of weird talking about this, but like I said, I'm super open with you, so I thought it was just, I needed to sit down before you guys were randomly like, who the fuck is this person? Because you guys know I had my ex-husband on my channel, and he's been in vlogs, and he's been in videos with me, and all of those videos are privated now. Actually, I think I might have deleted them. But I didn't want to just introduce a new person. So, basically, his name is Rocco, and he is literally the best person I've ever met. Like, every day I just think to myself, he can't get better. And it's like every day that we spend together is better than the last one. I struggle a lot with feeling like I don't deserve good things, and that could be from past relationships. That can be from, you know, like my parents, like my birth parents and that thing. And, you know, last night he was telling me that I deserve good things and that I am wonderful, and I literally just cried. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've always been the type of person who feels like the things that have happened to me they never really weighed on me, but I always kind of wondered like why, and I've always used it as a way to be like, oh well, it made me who I am. And when I look at it that way, it made me the person that Rocco loves, and I think that that is very important. And it's very like no drama, and very just like he's very kind. He's very slow to anger. He's a Taurus. He has the same birthday as my best friend Rosie, and he gets along with my parents, and his dad absolutely already loves me, and he makes me laugh, and he makes me feel safe, and he makes me feel like I do deserve good things. And even though it will be hard to kind of accept that, I think for me, like, he's willing to just show me over and over again that that is the truth. He remembers little details, like he knows, I think I randomly said that in like a text that like very early on, that I don't really drink soda, but I drink a lot of water, and I prefer water with lemon. And like the second time I came over to his house, he bought lemon. Like we were out grocery shopping, I think, and he bought lemon. I was like, do you like lemon water? And I was like, how did you remember that? Like, he has the memory of a fucking elephant. Like, such a good memory. And he loves his family, and he's just wonderful. I have yet to find something about him, and I'm sure I will, but I have yet to find something about him that I don't love. And I don't know, like, it's nice to, like, I always tell him that I love his big squishy brain, because he is very philosophical, and he is a very caring person, and definitely one of those people that I think would, I don't know, like, do anything they can to encourage somebody and help somebody. Like, one of our friends was in the hospital last week, and I spent Thanksgiving with my friend that was in the hospital, and Rocco was out of town, and it was like, he wanted to be there, and we had gone and visited him together before that, like a couple days before. And it's just like, it's things like that, like remembering little things, and, you know, like accepting of my past, or, you know, like who it made me, and just being so encouraging and so like there on the same wavelength as me is very important. And I wouldn't introduce him to you guys if this was like an infatuation thing. I wouldn't have him on my channel at all if it was, you know, like a temporary thing, or if I didn't feel very strongly about it and didn't feel in some way that it was sort of supposed to be. And I don't know, like I said, I feel awkward talking about it, but it's probably the only time I'm gonna do like a sit down about our relationship. Like, you'll see him in the vlogs. Like, I asked him if he was okay with being in the vlogs, because people were asking to meet him and to see him. And, you know, a lot of you guys were like, what is he, you know, what does he look like? And, you know, whatever. Are we gonna get to meet him? And I asked him if he was okay with that, because he thinks the fact that I do YouTube is really cool. He thinks that it's very artistic and creative, and he's very much so like, you know, I want you to continue to do that if it makes you happy. Like, don't spend all your time with me if that's something that you enjoy doing. Like, I don't want to get in the way of it. And I was kind of thinking about it, that I don't vlog anymore because I spend so much time with him. So I asked him if he would be comfortable being on camera, and he said that he would be honored that I would want to include him in something like this, and that I felt comfortable including him in something like this. So you guys will see a lot more of Rocco on my channel. It's a very big change, which is why I sort of wanted to address it, because the surroundings are going to change, because I spend a lot of time in his apartment. You know, we spend time with my roommate. We all hang out and like watch The Mandalorian, which, by the way, has been fantastic. I fucking love it. That's a wonderful fucking show, but I watch it with my roommate Alec and him every Friday, and, you know, we have like our little, we're going to go, all three of us are going to go cut down a Christmas tree this year for my apartment, and I don't know, like, my friends love him, I love him, like, it's really good. But I did want, like I said, I did want to talk about it before we get on with this vlog, because okay, so we had the Christmas party last night, and then we had dinner with my family, and then we were going to go to the Christmas party, but we were there a little bit early, and I didn't want to be the first one there. So we went to Lowe's, because he was like, we should get, you know, like a plant. And we've decided, which I'll insert footage here in a second, that every Christmas we're going to get a new plant for the house, and we are going to put Christmas lights on it.
There's way too many lights for the size of this plant.
What kind of peppers? I don't know what those are. And that is totally us, because we just love like nature and everything like that. We've been talking about, like, you know, moving to Colorado, not like seriously, but the fact that we both really love Colorado, and, you know, getting out of Ohio, and it's been very good. But we did that, and then like tomorrow we're going to go, well, it's his technically, going to go adopt a cat. He loves black cats. He's obsessed with my cat. My cat is fucking obsessed with him. Every time he walks in the door, she's like, oh my god. So we're gonna be going and doing that. You know, we're going out of town for our little weekend away. We're gonna be getting a cabin, me, my best friend and her boyfriend, and then my roommate, and then me and Rocco are going to be getting a cabin for my birthday. So he's gonna be in the vlogs, and I don't want to cut off my life just because there's a new person in it. So that is why I wanted to sit down, and this may seem lengthy, but I wanted you guys to know that he's a great person. He's like literally the best person I've ever met. Like, I've never felt so connected to someone, and I've been married before. Like, he just gets me. Like, we have so much in common and so many things that we agree on, that, and he's from Ohio, so I had to ask him to ask his dad whether or not we were fucking related in some way, because he's like an Italian guy, and you know, my family's Italian, and I was like, well shit, like we need to make sure. But we're not related, thank God. So I don't know, I just wanted to be upfront with you guys and let you know that I'm happy and life is good, and things will be changing in the way of the vlogs, and hopefully you don't mind, and hopefully you're also happy for me, because I don't know, I'm starting to realize that life has been really tumultuous, but I do deserve like good things. And it's not to say that my life has been particularly bad, or everybody in my life has been necessarily bad 100% of the time, but I've definitely been through some things in the last 5 years that would break a normal person, and I feel like it did almost break me, but because it didn't, I came back like even better in a way. So that's gonna be it for this update. Welcome to the vlog. We're gonna move on to happier things, not happier things, but less serious things, I guess you could say, but I will keep you guys updated on everything. Currently, for reading updates, I'm reading Fixer Up. I'm like 69 pages into it. Couldn't tell you much about it right now. I don't really have a good feel for it yet. I don't like the man, like the love interests. I don't really like him yet. I kind of get where he's coming from, because he's like an ex-baseball player who is injured, and kind of like that dream goes away for him, which I sort of understand, because like Rocco was a football player, like college football, until he got injured as well. And so I kind of am like, oh, like relating to that a little bit, but the main female character is really fun. So I will let you know what I'm thinking of that. For now, I need to edit the videos that I have filmed today and get some of them up. So I love you guys immensely. Thank you for being here and listening to me, and being like all the sweet messages I get from you guys that are saying like how happy you are for me. It's amazing, and I'm so grateful, and I don't know, I think good things are headed our way. So I'm gonna leave this update here. I will see you guys in the next update, whenever that may be. Tell the internet how you feel about being a cat parent now. You don't have to look at the camera.
I don't even know how I feel about being a cat parent yet. Very proud.
She's so cute.
What are you gonna do?
She wants her face scratched, I think.
Huh?
She likes right by her nose, I've already noticed. Yeah. She might nip you, but... You're so cute.
I'm still nervous.
About the cat?
Yeah.
You guys have had cats before growing up though, right?
Yeah, but I'm in charge of a life.
You're in charge of your own life all the time. What do you mean?
I'm not 6 months old.
That's true.
You like your new home? Huh?
She's been here all of like 30 minutes. She's adorable. As you can tell, I'm trying to finish my laundry. Giant pile behind me, but I'm going back to sleep. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I'm gonna lay back down for a little while before work, but I wanted to hop on here and tell you guys about the reading that I got done, because this weekend's gonna be crazy. So tomorrow I work open to 5, and then we had the live stream for the bi-monthly book club, I think is what it's called now. And then Saturday and Sunday I'm at work pretty much all day. There was a coworker who had a death in the family, so my schedule's about to be really wild. So I did want to update you as I could, I guess. So last night we went and picked up Rocco's new kitten. She is 6 months old, I believe, and adorable. She's taking a little while to warm up to him. I think it's because he is such a large human that she's just genuinely like afraid of, like, she was a stray cat that came around this woman's workplace, and one of his employees told him that she was trying to find a home for her, and that's how he got her. But so basically she was a stray, and then she was in a new home for about a week before Rocco, you know, decided that he wanted to get her, before, you know, the woman decided she didn't want to keep her because she had cats already, and, you know, she's a kitten, and, you know, it's hard to take care of a kitten basically. So we went and picked her up, but she was in that home for a week. The woman met us halfway, so we had to drive an hour. So the cat was in her carrier for almost 2 hours by the time we got her home. And then when we got her back to the apartment, she was, you know, really meowing and being loud, and she has an upset stomach, and she's a little bit calmer this morning. Took her a couple of hours to warm up to me, but she is incredibly adorable. But because of that, she meowed pretty long last night and then eventually fell asleep, and we were like in bed, and the way his apartment is, like, we had the bedroom door open so she could come in and out if she wanted to, but she did meow for quite a while, and then she started meowing again this morning, I think around 7. So I got like 5 hours of sleep. I do, like I said, have a really crazy work week this week, so I am trying to get as much sleep as possible, which is why I'm going back to bed. But just to talk to you guys other than that about what I've read, I am reading Fix Her Up. I am on page, I think it was on 69 the last time I checked in. I'm at 206. We have quite a bit happening now. So we have our main characters are Georgie and Travis. I don't know if I told you guys what this is about, but Travis is he considers himself like a washed up baseball player because he was injured while playing baseball and basically lost his contracts, was cut from his teams, and went back to their like hometown. Georgie is a clown at birthday parties, which she's a lot of fun throughout this story. But she has basically been in love with Travis her entire life, and he is the best friend of her brother, and definitely somebody who's been in her life pretty much, you know, since she can remember. So they like kind of start up this friendship because Georgie decides to show up to his house like, you have to stop acting like you're washed up, you have to stop taking, you know, not taking responsibility and like living. So he kind of comes out of his shell and decides to sort of get back into the swing of things and gets a job with her brother. But the thing is that Travis, when he was in the major leagues, was a bit of a womanizer, like very much so, just like a pig. And so him and Georgie, like, she wants to try to get her family and other people in a business sense to take her seriously because she is a clown, but she like runs her own business and, you know, like wants to hire employees and take the business further than she currently does. Travis at the same time is trying to get a job as a commentator during like sports events, but to do that he needs to be pretty wholesome. So what they decide to do is have a fake relationship, which you guys know fake dating is one of my favorite tropes in romance novels. This book is pretty hot. There is some stuff that happens. Travis is definitely living up to like supposedly being great in bed, and Georgie is a virgin and has been in love with him her whole life, and so there's a bit of, you know, like a shift between the two of them, and you can kind of tell. I mean, Georgie obviously has been in love with him her entire life, so throughout the story she's like, I don't want to get my, you know, heart hurt because we're faking that we're dating for the media and for my family and, you know, for everyone around town. And so there's a bit of, you know, like, I mean, questionable stuff happens, but they do sort of start a relationship. There's a bit of like sexual stuff that happens. There's no like actual sex, but there's like sexual stuff that happens between them, and they realize that they shouldn't keep doing that. But Travis has a really hard time like keeping his hands off of her and, you know, wanting to kiss her and wanting her around because she's the only person, I guess, in his life that really treats him just like he's just a person. So he really values that, and you can kind of see like the shift happening right now. Like I'm about halfway through the book, so it makes sense that this is when it is happening, but it is so far pretty good. I think right now it's sitting at like a 3 or 4 star. I don't really know like how it's going to end, but I do like Georgie, and I do like, you know, her sisters and her friends, and you know, they start like a little club basically where it's like her sister-in-law, and then a woman from town who's also friends with her brother, and works for her brother, like his wife. So they start this like club basically to encourage each other to do what they want to do and going after their goals, and basically like screw men, like we're gonna do what we want to do, but not necessarily like screw men, just that they understand that they should be supporting each other and supporting themselves. So it is pretty interesting. It has like some really good, I think, discussion topics, even though it is obviously like an adult contemporary. But I just wanted to update you guys real quick because, like I said, I'm uploading right now. I'm uploading my favorite female characters because everybody roasts me and says that I don't like female characters, and I wanted to point out that there are some that I like, and I would like to stop being considered that person. But that's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna finish my laundry because I would like to use my bed and actually be able to sleep. So that's gonna be it for this update. I may update you a little bit later. I don't know. I'm just very tired, and like there's a lot happening and a lot of changes, and I'm like sort of losing my mind right now and trying to keep sane, if you will. So I'm gonna keep this update pretty short so I don't lose it on camera. I'm just very exhausted, and very like a lot of like changes, like I said, are happening, and I don't know, I'm just trying to like keep my shit together. But that's gonna be for this update. Hopefully I will see you guys a little bit later with another one. I love you so much, and yeah, I'll see you either later today or tomorrow, hopefully. Hey friends, what is up? Happy Sunday. I wanted to get on here really quickly and update you because I haven't updated you all weekend. I have been working crazy hours. I'm sorry you're like super close in this angle, but my camera refuses to focus today, so we need to stay up close and personal. So I did finish Fixer Up. I gave it 3 stars. At this point, honestly, I can't even remember the characters' names. I've read quite a bit since then. But the reason why I gave it 3 stars is, one, I wasn't super moved by the story. I liked the main character. I thought she was quirky and fun and enjoyable. I liked the fact that she was a clown. I thought that was a really cool kind of job. But so I get, you know, that would bring it down to like a 4 star because it wasn't like, you know, the greatest book I've ever read, but I was enjoying it. But I'm bringing it down to 3 stars because the love interest, I didn't like him. I think that when it was his chapters and he was talking about like certain things about his life, I think I genuinely appreciated that, like being like a has-been, and like people go through that, and I thought that was cool. However, when it comes to, I don't know, just like him talking about our main character and like having like relationship with our main character, like he was very cringy to me when he was talking about like how turned on he was by her and blah blah blah. But what really got me was the sex bits of this book, because for some reason it just gave me very incredibly it made me feel dirty. Like he was just always talking about like, oh, she's been wanting this, like he knows that she wants it, like blah blah blah, and I'm just like, it was so cringe. So there's a good bit of that in the book, and it made me really uncomfortable. And also like the fact that she is a virgin and she's been in love with him her entire life, and he is kind of a womanizer, and it didn't sit well with me. Like a lot of that book made me feel icky. So I give it like a 2.5, 3 star. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 star though, because when it comes to like her perspective of the book, I thought it was enjoyable. But a lot of the book was just her trying to please him, and I didn't really like feel like the relationship was organic, and I don't really feel like it would work in the real world. But here we are. So that's what I thought of that book. The other book that I read, which was also very disappointing, is Twice in a Blue Moon by Christina Lauren. As well as our main character, Sam and Tate. Tate is the main character. Like, Sam is her love interest. But basically, Tate and her grandma go to London for a vacation, but Tate is actually the daughter of a very famous actor who basically just like shit on her mom, and her mom like ran away with her, and so no one knows who she is or like where she lives. She's trying to stay out of the public eye. Meet Sam while she's there. They start a whirlwind romance. And they end up having sex. Like, he takes her virginity. I don't know why that's like a running theme with the books I read this weekend, but here we are. Takes her virginity and, you know, is like, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And he wants to try to make it work. And then the last day of the trip, Sam and Luther, who's his step-grandfather? It's confusing. They like disappear, and Tate and her grandma are going out to go do something, and paparazzi show up and know exactly who she is because Sam has basically sold her out and given the paparazzi all of her information. So she's like, fuck this. Comes out of hiding basically and becomes this famous actress. So 14 years later, she is working on a movie because she has been acting and she's a really great actress. She's working on this movie, and come to find out, Sam has actually written the screenplay of the movie that she's acting in. So she has to work with him, and they're trying to like work through shit. But I don't want to give too much away. Essentially, I gave this book 3 stars again, so it's like meh, but not like horrible. I really, really, really like Sam as a character. I thought that he was vulnerable in a way, and I thought that his story is believable, and you know why he chose to sell Tate out. I like that. I like Tate's relationship with her dad, and the fact that it is very toxic and very much so what I think like I have experienced and what I think a lot of other people have experienced when it comes to relationships with, you know, certain members of their family. I appreciated that. I wasn't a huge fan of Tate otherwise though. I liked young Tate and I liked young Sam. I did not like older Tate, and I did like older Sam. So a lot of the book, I think like a third of it is written while they are in London, and the rest of it is written for them as they are adults. So you definitely get a change in like who the characters are. So it's hard to really pin down what I think of the characters because like they're much younger, like 18 and 21, I think, in the beginning, and much older, obviously 14 years later in the rest of the book. But yeah, it was just, I mean, it was kind of cool to get to see like the behind the scenes on what it's like to film a movie, and you know, being a writer and being an actress, and like there's like a part where they had to film a sex scene and you get like the lowdown on how they do that. There's a part where they burn down a barn and you get to see like how that's done in movies, and I thought that was cool. I think the attention to detail and probably the research that the authors had to do would have been pretty extensive, so I did like that. But yeah, overall it just didn't really like sit with me. I wasn't wowed by it. It was just okay. You know what, not every author can write a book that you're completely enthralled with. Like, I have loved every single book by them except for this one and Love in Other Words. So they've got a pretty good track record with me considering how many books they have written. This one just wasn't for me. I think it might be for people if they're looking for something. There's a lot less sex in this one. There's one actual like sex scene between 2 characters in this book, so I think that if you're looking for something kind of cute but also sort of heavy, because like I said, it addresses some pretty heavy shit, I think this would be a good choice because there's not a whole lot of sex in it, which sometimes can turn people off. I like that Christina Lauren can do that because they have books that are full of it, like full of sex. They have books that are obviously like this one that have just a little bit, and then they have like YA books that have none in it. So there's something for everybody, I think, for this author. But yeah, just not really feeling it. The other book that I started, I'll put a picture here on the screen. I brought 2 books with me yesterday. I brought The Guinevere Deception and An Enchantment of Ravens. Because like I said, I was supposed to be at work like 16 hours, but I ended up being there for 14. I'm reading Enchantment of Ravens now. I'm like 80 pages into it, I think, and it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty short book too. I think it's only 300 pages, a little less than 300 pages. So I'm gonna finish it this afternoon and then hopefully start The Guinevere Deception because I really, really, really want to read it. But I'm trying to still make my way through all the books that I own. So trying to do that. It's working. I was telling my boyfriend yesterday that I think it's time to start buying books again. But yeah. So I don't really have like a full opinion on the book. It's just, it's very whimsical. It's very, very, very much so like Margaret's writing. Like I do like the books that she writes. You guys know Sorcery of Thorns is one of my favorite books of the year. So yeah, but I have to go to work. What time is it? Oh yeah, I really gotta go to work. It's 11:08. I gotta be there by 11:45. So I need to get ready, get dressed. Today's gonna be bananas again for me. But I just wanted to hop in and say hi and update you because I've read a lot, and unfortunately I've been working, so it's been really hard to like sit down and tell you what I'm reading. But yeah, I will update you guys probably tomorrow, the day that this vlog goes up. I'll hop on real quick and just kind of wrap everything up, but I did want to tell you what I'm gonna try to read today. So yeah, I will see you guys then. Hello, it is Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just now wrapping up the vlog because broken record here, worked a lot. I ended up also working yesterday, which normally is the day that I try to wrap up the vlog and get it up, but I was at work so I couldn't do that. So today's Tuesday and I'm wrapping up the vlog. I have a couple of things. I want to talk about the book that I read and what I thought of it. You guys know I was reading An Enchantment of Ravens. I ended up giving this 3 stars. I did like it, but I wasn't as in love with it as I wanted to be. You guys know The Sorcery of Thorns is one of my favorite books of the year. I really, really enjoyed it. This book follows Isabel and Rook. Rook is a fae prince. He's like the autumn fae prince, which you guys know, like the autumn and like winter courts from from Sarah J. Maas is like one of my favorite. But Isabel is an artist, and humans are kind of regarded for the fact that they are able to create things, because the fae in this world are not able to. If they do try to create things in the sense that humans do, they will die. They have something called glamour, which makes them look more human, I guess, than they actually are. So I thought that was a really cool concept, and the whole like magic for them is a bit different. Like Rook is able to use his blood basically on the ground to grow like trees and foliage, and you know, he can do a bunch of crazy shit with it. But overall, the reason why I gave it 3 stars is for a few reasons. I liked Isabel, but I did not like her relationship with Rook. I know that's like really like the centerpiece of the story. It's sort of supposed to be like a romance kind of book. And I didn't really feel it. There's a really intense, very quick connection between the two of them. And maybe it's because fae can't tell lies in this world, or maybe it's because of the writing style. The writing style is very floral and like very different for me than I think Sorcery of Thorns was. I think Sorcery of Thorns had a very clear but also like creative kind of writing style, and I feel like this was just very whimsical to me, which you guys know is not my favorite. But I mean, it wasn't bad. But so I took off a star for a couple of things. Definitely like the romance like love interest portion of this, and then definitely like the writing style, and then a star off of like, I'm not going to reread this, you know what I mean? Like it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my god. So that is really what I thought of this. So I've read a bunch of 3-star reads. I also started The Guinevere Deception yesterday, and I think I got 60 or 70 pages into it. I need to go pick up my copy. I accidentally left it at work, but I am liking that so far. I'm hoping it's gay. I'm really, really hoping it is. But basically it is like a King Arthur retelling. You guys know Kirsten White does a lot of retellings, and basically Guinevere is not actually Guinevere. She is a mage, or like a witch, that is employed by Merlin, and in this world Merlin has been cast out, but Arthur, King Arthur, knows like that not all magic is inherently evil, because they are battling like evil magic in their world. But Guinevere is basically sent to protect him, and so he knows who she is and like what's happening. So I'm hoping there won't be like a real love interest between them, but I am hoping that there will be a love interest between her and her handmaid. Not very far into it, don't really have a whole lot to say about it, but I am liking it so far. I like the writing style. I think when it comes to Kirsten's writing style, I think this one's probably the strongest I've read. The other thing that I wanted to do really quickly to round out the vlog before I basically upload it right now, like finish editing and uploading it, is talk about the Unplugged book box. They asked me if I would like to be sent this, and of course I said yes, because you guys know Unplugged is one of my favorite book boxes. They focus a lot on like mental health and things like that. A lot of taking time for yourself and unwinding and self-care items. This month's theme is closure, and it is the adult fiction box, and I'm really excited to show you guys what we've got. I haven't peeked or anything. I mean, I've kind of looked at the spoiler card, but I haven't looked outside of that. First thing we have here is in here. Oh, it looks like it's a candle. You guys know I love my candles. Let's see. So this one, oh, it's very pretty, is made by Book Nook Candles. It is Beyond the Wall, Evergreen, Pine, and Whites. Oh, it's got a lot of glitter on top. Ooh. Yum. So it's a very pretty blue color, but this is what it looks like. So this is obviously Game of Thrones themed. That's so cool. I will, as always, leave Unplug's information in the down bar, in the description bar for you guys. But basically this is, the theme for this one is about closure and moving forward. So I think a lot of these items are probably going to have that sort of theme to it. The next thing I see here, ooh, is a shower steamer. Oh, that's awesome. So this is made by Bubble Princess Shower Steamer. Oh, it's Through the Lights Shower Steamer. So this is, I'm assuming, from, what's it called? I absolutely love it. Hello. Stranger Things. So this is Are You There, Will? Stranger Things is a show we can learn a little something from. With strong friendships and epic adventures through unbelievable adversity, these characters don't always receive closure, and we learned that is okay. This festive shower steamer has menthol and is fantastic during cold season. Use the light to contact the upside down. That is awesome. So this is something where you put it in your shower as you take a shower, and it, like, the steam and stuff kind of, like, you know, helps with congestion or anything like that. The next thing I see here looks like it's a tea infuser and a tea. Let us see what we got. So, oh, why can't I open anything today? So this is the tea strainer. It is a metal, like, spoon one, which is some of my favorites to use. I'm really excited for this. And it says that this is, the heart-shaped tea strainer reminds us of the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. But basically they open and you put, like, you lay it flat and you put tea in here, and then you close it and you boil your water and set the spoon in the cup. I'm actually going to bring this over to my boyfriend's house so I can have, like, loose leaf tea over there. And the next thing we got is Off to See the Wizard loose leaf tea. This is chamomile, green tea, cacao, rose, safflower, cornflower petals, and natural flavors. It is very pretty. I can't drink this because this is green tea, so I'm going to try to pass this on to, like, maybe my mom or something like that, maybe my roommate if he's interested in something like this, but that's really cool. It is very pretty. It looks like it'd be a really good tea. I wish it didn't have green tea in it so I could try it, but I don't want to open it and smell it either because I am going to be passing it along to somebody. The other thing that we got in here, I like how everything's packaged this time around. I don't know if you can tell, everything's really pretty. So this is a lip balm, which you guys know is one of my favorite things to get. And this is Luke's Pancake Lip Balm. Who also shipping Luke and Lorelai since episode 1. Fortunately for Gilmore fans, we received all the closure we could have asked for with the season finale and Netflix special A Year in the Life. That is awesome. Let me open this so we can see what it smells like. I'm assuming it's going to smell like pancakes. I like the design on this, it's very pretty. And it's matte packaging, which is some of my favorite. So it says Luke's Pancake and Star Hollow. Unplug Book Box, Angela Taylor Craft. So it has coconut oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, rosehip oil, beeswax, and vitamin E flavor. Oh yes. Very much so. Smells and tastes like pancakes. I am here for that. But it is also very cute. It just has, like, the Luke Steiner design on it, if you guys are familiar with that. Oh, I'm very impressed so far. I wonder what book we got. So the next thing we have here is a little pouch. I think this might be one of those, like, heat pouch things. Endgame gave us the closure we all needed for the Avengers universe through the years of epic adventures and tribulations. All of the characters received an ending, whether or not those endings were what we hoped they would be. The accomplishment of the characters is so inspiring. This heat pack and bookmark was made exclusively by Lacey J Boutique. Let me find the bookmark. But this is what it looks like. So these are one of those packs that you can, like, throw in the microwave to make them a little bit warm, or you can put in the fridge or freezer to make them cold, depending on what you need them for. This is awesome. I've been looking for something like this for, you know, like that time of the month or whatever, just to keep around. So that is really freaking cool. I'm gonna actually put this in my kitchen so that I have it when I need it. Definitely appreciate that. The next thing I see here, oh, here we go. So it says, to heat, place in the microwave for 30 seconds on high, place in the freezer for an hour. That is really cool. And this is the bookmark that came with it. It says read, relax, repeat. So it does go with the little pouch that we got. Next thing I see here, oh, it's the photo challenge and the playlist. So you guys know there's always a playlist that comes with these. We have artists this year: Nelly Furtado, Dave Matthews Band, Arcade Fire, Cage the Elephant, Gem. So that's really cool. I'm gonna keep that so I can make a playlist for it. Second to last thing we got here is, oh, it's a Supernatural bookmark. You guys know I love Supernatural. This is what it looks like. So on the front it says, sometimes doing the right thing requires sacrifices. So we have like Cass's wings, we have Cass's face on the front, and then on the back it says the family business, and we have Sam and Dean. I love this show. This is a show that will forever stay with me, and it is on its last season. The 300th episode is coming, and I am very sad. I've been like, I don't know, like sporadically watching it throughout the year since I was like 15, and I've been recently trying to really finish up. I think I ended on season like 9 or 10, and I just like fell off. Like I think I'd watched so much of it for so long that I was like, all right, I need a break. But right now I am back and I'm on season 7, I think, like halfway through season 7, like making my way through it. So this is really cool to have. I'm gonna be so sad when it's over. Like you guys have no idea. Let's look at the theme card for next month. Like I said, this is the adult box, and it is Hope. So January 2020 adult fiction theme reveal. That is awesome. And it says, you can use the code December10 to save on any new subscription or gift at unpluggedbookbox.com. And it works on shop order. So that is really cool. And then it says here, thank you for subscribing to Unplugged Bookbox for the month of December. We have major plans and goals for Unplugged for the new year. Announced earlier this year, we have begun our green initiative, so that's really cool. We plan to transition to 100% custom eco-friendly boxes very soon. In the meantime, please make sure to recycle all the packaging in this box. We are very excited for what the new year has in store. As always, please reach out if you have any questions. That is cool. I know they told me about that. They are switching to completely reusable stuff, so that is awesome. The packaging is going to look pretty different, obviously, coming for the new year. But let's see what book we got, because you know that's what I'm really here for. Packaged lovely as always. Let's see what we got. Oh, I've been hearing good things about this. I'm actually really excited for this. So it is Queen of the Conquered by Kitten Calendar. This is a book that I have seen around a lot. I have heard pretty good things about it. I have also actually heard some negative things about it, but obviously I'm going to wait to kind of draw my own conclusion from this. But it says, on the island of Hannes Loloki, Sigourney Rose was the only survivor when her family was massacred by the colonizers. Now the king of the islands has declared that he will choose his successor from among eligible noble families, and Sigourney is ready to exact her revenge. That's cool. Justina Ireland reviewed it. Tasha Surrey did. You guys know I just read Tasha Surrey's books and really, really enjoyed them. This is from Hatchet. So this is Orbit Books, which you guys know is one of my favorite publishers. So they have yet to let me down. But she's also done, this is kind of an epic love story, and Hurricane Child as well. This is Island of Blood and Storm, Book 1. So it says, in the dedication it says, for the black and brown bodies that know this pain. So I feel like this is going to be a very important book. So I will let you know what I think of it when I read it, but it is beautiful and it has been on my radar, so I am really excited to read it and to have it now. But that is everything that we got in that box. I need to end this vlog. If there's any links for anything that I talked about, obviously it will be in the down bar for you guys if there's anything you want to like check out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. The week has kind of been all over the place. I've been dealing with some stuff, trying to figure out life shit, you know, the normal everyday thing that I go through, that I think most adults go through. So just trying to make everything work. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this vlog. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be Thursday, I think. I have a wrap up from a couple of weeks ago that needs to go up, so that'll be up as soon as I can get it edited. But I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.